Good afternoon, Kirti. How are you?
I'm good. Good afternoon. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for accepting my request and being here on my channel. I did not even expect this too early because I thought of, okay, she must be busy and she might not be able to accept my invitation. But somehow you accepted and you made my day. Thank you so much for that.
It's my pleasure. I was busy, but yes, I gave the time. Thank you for that inviting too.
Okay, so let's start with the introduction.
For sure. Hi everyone, this is Kirti Gola, the founder of Profound Careers. Basically, Profound Careers is all about the language training. At this point, we are only catering to two languages, Brazilian Portuguese and spoken English. Besides, we do cater soft skill training and career counseling. Talking about my professional experience, I have been in this particular field from last 4 years where I have been fortunate enough to train more than 800 people nationally and internationally. That's pretty much about me. If you have got any questions, please feel free to ask.
Okay, that's great. Good to know about you. And I can show that your confidence level, the way you speak, it's really amazing. And I was like actually impressed by this. And I have watched only one video of yours with Roshan. I haven't seen you anywhere else till now. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, let me introduce myself also because you might not know about me. So my name is Karishma Chauhan. Basically, I'm born and brought up in Delhi, but presently I'm staying in Gurgaon. By profession, I'm an advocate, and apart from that, I'm having a YouTube channel where I do upload the conversational videos like we are having right now. And these kinds of conversations are actually helpful for the beginners, the English learners, basically. And for that reason, I'm uploading these. Also, I'm a mother of two children, so it's very hectic for me to have a peaceful session. So I'll try that we should not disturb, but let's see.
Good to know about you. Glad even you are helping people out. When I started my journey, these conversation and the platforms were not even available. So glad people are getting chance to learn and know how they can improve their English.
Yes. And one more thing I would like to know, do you have a YouTube channel also?
Yeah, I do have named Profound Careers. That's what you could not find me. So it's my third podcast which I'm recording right now. Apart from it, like it's not I am available very much on YouTube. However, I keep on having such conversation with my students on Hello Talk with many people. So I do organize sessions on Hello Talk. This is one of the platforms where people get to learn any language. Right now, I'm hosting their English sessions.
Okay. So as you said that you are a career counselor, right?
Yeah.
So what are the challenges like you see, like people are struggling, especially if I talk about the young children like 20, 22 years old, what kind of problems they are facing when it comes to career?
Hmm. It's a very good question. Recently, I was in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, to counsel the army school's student. So there, I found people were very clear about their goal. However, they were somewhere struggling with their communication skills. They did not know if they are supposed to appear. They were clear that, okay, this is the exam they are supposed to appear, but they were struggling how to manage time, how to prepare for that. If I am ready with my written exam, how do I prepare for the speaking exam? So even we did have the psychometric and all in that, everybody's almost uh, out of 100, 80% people were having a struggle, in their verbal communication. So there I could see that this is one of the most important aspects people should work on, because in any of the interviews or in any of the exams nowadays, one is written and one is verbal. So if you clear written, you may struggle in verbal. So you have to be multitasking in that particular aspect.
Mhm.
So this is one of the areas I feel they are struggling, but if they practice, they would be coming out. Yep.
Okay, but if I talk about me, like I'm from the 90s, and when I was like 20, 22 years old, I was not clear about my goal. I did CA first, and then I registered for CS, company secretary, and then finally I did law like after 5 years of that. So we were, what I feel is that we did not get the correct guidance at the time. This, as you said, this counseling, this is really important at the beginning of your career. The moment when you think of starting something related to career, you should actually take advice because parents are not that much aware. Still, if I talk about, lots of parents are there, they do not know anything about what kind of education is important.
Mhm.
They feel like it has like 12 is clear now, like the graduation, college, and then they'll sit quietly, like what should next do? They start searching for job. So they do not know the importance of professional courses which are available, like so we can make career in that. Yes, you said communication, that's very important in each and every field. It's not only about for clearing an interview, but apart from that, it is required everywhere. That's
Absolutely.
great.
No matter
So, what
what,
kind? Yes, yes,
no,
continue.
no matter what field you are in, if you have the good communication in the language, it's win-win. You will be able to tackle all the challenges coming across when you know how to communicate, how to present yourself, and how to keep your stuff in front of people.
100% true. So, what kind of advice would you like to give these kinds of people, like who are struggling for their communication skill and not getting proper guidance for their career? What kind of advice would you like to give?
The era we were having, that time we did not have the career counseling or maybe any guidance. Even I struggled. But the era they are living, that has everything available on a button of click. They just need to type on Google, everything will be there. If they have phone, the Wi-Fi, YouTube, they can have everything easily available. It's something that they don't want to explore. One of the skills they need to develop is exploring skills. Once they have it, uh, they do not even need the career counselor. They do not need even a lot of times they do not need those tuitions they go to prepare for the entrances because everything is available. And nowadays we do see a lot of platforms are there which are providing the free courses. They do have the paid certification, but we are counting on right now the knowledge. If they are
Yeah.
looking at the knowledge, not the certification, that even counts. So I would only suggest if they are having bit of exploring nature, they're able to make anything to everything so easily without struggling and without maybe thinking that what should I do next.
But what I feel is that it's my perception, maybe I'm wrong, but what I feel is that we have more everything available, just like we have to click a button and we'll see everything. But sometimes it is also confusing because there are many videos, many people are available, and every person has his its own opinion about one particular thing. So sometimes people like okay, I'll give you practical example. If I talk about the learning English language, there are so many YouTubers are there on YouTube. So if you will click one video, somebody is saying like you should focus more on grammar. You will click other video, you will find okay, grammar is not important, you should start communicating with other people and you will learn it. Now the person who is learning English, who is a beginner, he is getting kind of confusion, like whether I should focus on grammar or I should start talking to the people. Like what I am doing, I am also a YouTuber, I am also telling people like how you can learn English. But what am I telling is just because of my experience. This is how I have learned. The same thing I'm sharing with them. But there are many tutors, professional tutors are available, and sometimes their own opinion is contradicting. So what we can do, like in that case, what do you feel?
In that case, I would say watch many more videos. Make everyone's notes, compile that. You will have everyone's knowledge together. And I think this is one of the approaches I took when I was learning. I used to clear my basics and all the topics. I cleared this way only that I would watch at least 5 to 6 videos, make everyone's notes in my notepad, and then compile. Now, the knowledge which I have is different than them or different than the people I'm sitting with. So it
That's
might be
also true.
somebody's opinion, but for me, it became my knowledge.
That's also true. We have to explore a lot of things in order to get that right knowledge. If I talk about, because there
Mhm.
are so many things available on the internet. Many times I have seen like rumors. They are available for some particular thing. Even what's going on here, there are so many rumors are there. Now it's up to you that on particular thing you are going to believe. It's totally up to you how you research about that particular thing.
Absolutely.
That's true. One thing I would like to know about your journey, like you were like that fluent since its beginning, or you have worked hard, or what you did, like how your English is so good.
So I was like everybody else. I didn't even know what I am good at. or what I was good at. There was a time when I realized that I'm not good at all anything. My English was so poor, even if the teacher would ask me to stand and read, I would fumble, I would shake, and everything. But then I wrote everything down that okay, these are my subjects, these are my interest areas, and the result came no, none. Thereafter,
Okay.
in the same year, I'm talking about the year 2018 to 19. Then that time I was enrolled in one of the diploma courses. It was an spoken English course. So then I decided I'll be good at this. Since then, I studied pretty hard. I took 1 year to master that particular language, and today you see sitting. Afterwards, I had enrolled in couple of more courses. Now I sit with the four certifications. I am an ESL and TEFL certified. I'm an international certified career coach. I do train on soft skills. I do know web designing. So it's like my interest is exploring as and when the need is. This is what my journey was. And yes, you see me sitting here with the language.
No, that's amazing. I think you're a multitasker. You have done a lot of things. You have explored a lot of areas, and that's how you have a lot of knowledge about all these things. That's amazing. But what would you like to give, like, what advice for the beginners? Like, what should they do in order to become fluent in English? If I talk about the particular language, like, what they should do?
Simply, they should work on four aspects. Any language, German, Hindi, English, when you are learning the language, you should focus on four aspects: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Where I consider listening and reading most important part. Why? It's just the logic. The more you listen to, the much your ears are familiar with the language. When your ears are able to understand the language, automatically the knowledge is going in the brain, and when the database is clear, the machine would work. In the similar manner, the moment you read more, you will have the clear structure. You will get to know what are the structures available in English. You initially don't have to run behind why it is so, why it is run behind grammar, why it is so and why it is not. You just have to know this is right, grab it. This is right, grab it. I'm not saying learn something wrong, but when you read it, it gives you the proper structure or different structures. Again, the same thing. When you read, the knowledge goes. When you have the knowledge, you will be able to speak confidently among everybody about whatever topic you are coming across. This is what the suggestion is. When you have mastered, like when you feel that now I'm enough confident to speak among people, thereafter take one by one each topic of grammar to fill your knowledge, not for the people. That's completely all right. I was just telling that they are supposed to master grammar as well, because grammar is needed to speak fluently and correctly. English is being spoken by many people, but what matters is how accurately and how nicely you're speaking,
True. That's true.
right?
When I started speaking, I used to speak with incorrect grammar because I did not focus much on that, because I don't know why, but I was not able to understand grammar that time. So I started with speaking and listening, but now I'm working on my grammar as well.
So that is how it works. Initially, if you start with the part of the story, you would lose interest. First, you need to gain that confidence to speak with people. When you have that confidence, side by side, keep working on your grammar. The same approach you can take. Write the topic that this is a topic you are gonna take today. Thereafter, watch couple of videos on YouTube, compile the knowledge, and you would find yourself speaking that particular topic as better as you could.
That's true, 100%. I think this is the only solution we can learn English. Yeah, I was telling you, like, the time when we were kid, or like 20, 22 years old, there were some organizations. What they do business of teaching other people and just taking money, and then they go somewhere else. They did not even provide them job on the name of teaching them or making professional for interview and getting them job. They charge some money. I also the victim of that, because I used to be very shy kind of girl that time. I did not know how to deal with the people. My communication level was like really poor, so I have given, like, I think 1,000 rupees or something. They told me that we will promise you this job, and we will give you 2 to 3 days of training, that how you have to clear the interview. and this is all. Like, so it was happening like even till like 4 or 5 years ago. I have seen a few cases. So now I do understand what they do. Actually, they do not know, they don't do anything, they are just making money by making people fool. But now we have this internet, we can do anything by like ourselves. We don't even need classes to learn English. Okay, one thing, you told me that you have take some classes, right?
Yeah, I do have the classes. However, my motive is actually all about they should learn. I started the company, but it is not more of the money aspect. It is for helping them out because there was a time when I looked for I thankfully, or I would say I was fortunate enough to get the good mentor and the platform. Keeping that motivation, I started my own thing so that I can also help people out with their language, where I keep completely environment of English. Like the classes are completely in English, no, not a single word of any other language, be it Hindi, be it their native, so that at least an hour they could get to speak. And there are no recorded courses. They are all about the live classes, so that Monday to Friday they get to learn. And we do have a couple of quizzes, and I do provide them some AI to practice, like the partner to practice, so that they do have the practice stuff. So I have included in my course all the things which I struggled, so that people who are learning right now they may not struggle if they
Okay.
follow it nicely.
Actually, I thought that you have joined some institute for learning English.
At that time in 2018 to 19, I did join. Thereafter, I started my own practice. Even in that duration, I used to connect people nationally to practice my speaking. That time I was using the platform Telegram, where people had a lot of groups, and I used to communicate with one of them and ask them if they were up to practicing English or not. So if they agreed, I continued practice with them. I do remember there was somebody who was appearing for IELTS. We practiced together and he cleared too. So today he is in one of the countries learning his ahead studies for sure. Not in touch, but I get to see his social media, so that's how I know.
Okay, okay, okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's a very nice session. I have learned about how you have achieved so many things, your hard work, your dedication. That is actually very important thing. If somebody wants to learn something, if somebody wants to get the things which he really wants, he must have to do hard work. There is no other shortcut actually. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you so much for being here on my channel. It's a lovely conversation. I would people will love it, and people would also want to see you again with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for hosting. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.